Neil, unfortunately it's the same old story, sloppy goals costing you again.
It is, yeah, so frustrating, very frustrating. I thought first half we've come out, we've give a free kick away. We didn't think it was a free kick, but then we have let a man walk off us, and people talk about the finish, unbelievable goal, no one saves them, but we just didn't do what we were told. We put diagrams on the boards where people are meant to be from set pieces. We decided not to take no notice, and okay, the lads hit it from 30 yards, but somebody wasn't. We keep a man out the box for that reason. Not that he shoots, so the ball doesn't come back in the box. And decided not to do that. Switched off from the free kick, but that sums us up.
Yeah, and then having got yourself back into the game, obviously through Danny Harrison's goal, disappointing to concede 2 sloppy goals in the space of 3 minutes, which really killed you, didn't it?
I thought we were bossing the game. Once we got our foot and hold into the game, after about 5 or 6 minutes, it was all us. Playing some great stuff, scored a fantastic goal, breaking from midfield, what we'd worked on, and done everything right. Came out second half and decided to again, not mark men, not pick people up. That's the second one. Third one, we decided to play a square pass, and then how many people could have cleared it off the line? 2, both missed it. What can I do about? You talk about frustration, but what can I do about that? It's frustrating.
You're obviously in the firing line, so to speak, here, talking to me and you, but is it about time that some players took responsibility for their actions, i.e. the lack of concentration, if you like, losing men in the area?
I don't think them days are with us anymore, are they? I think it's always the manager's fault wherever you go. It's people have seen that for themselves tonight. I can't do no more. I thought we've set ourselves up very very good. We've dominated the first half. I thought, we've got our goal. We've come out second half, and people make mistakes like that. What can a manager do? It's basic errors, and these are the same people, who've played, who've been here all season. Some of the lads who've been here from last season, so it's not something that they can't do. It's not as if, like I've just said in there, apart from a 15-minute spell at Barnet, I don't remember a team yet opening us up or playing as I reckon, I don't know how many goals we conceded, but we've probably conceded more than most, if not everyone. If I put a montage of the goals up, I reckon I could pick holes in 17 of them. Or 7/8 of the goals we've conceded, and that's been proven here tonight. You've all seen it. You tell me if they scored a good goal tonight. The first goal's an unbelievable goal, but what are we doing from the kick-off? We've given a free kick away. We don't mark the man who's putting the ball in the box. And we can scrutinise the player all we want. If you go 3-1 down after dominating the first half, or I thought we dominated the first half of possession and the way we were playing, I thought they were out on their feet in terms of trying to get after us, and don't think they could handle the way we were playing. I thought Sed was getting hold of it. Lewis was making some fantastic runs down that right. Danny was linking the play. But if people want to make basic errors, we're not going to win games of football, are we?
Your hands are tied, so to speak, aren't they, really? I mean, if you've got a couple maybe of loan deals you could do, I suppose, if you were out there looking for them. But from that point of view, do you think anybody is likely to come in on loan maybe to try and change things up?
I don't think we can just keep throwing names at problems. We need 1 or 2 players for different reasons. We need 1 or 2 players, but tonight wasn't about the way we played. Tonight was about individual people not doing their jobs. Me signing a striker or signing an attacking midfield player ain't going to eradicate them. It might give us scorers more goals, but it ain't going to eradicate people not picking up in the box, people not marking the men. That ain't going to stop. People playing square passes in the middle of their own half. That's not going to change by, we want to add 1 or 2 bodies to give us a little bit more, be a bit more dynamic going forward. But, people need to stop pointing fingers and have a look at themselves and have a look at, I can watch the DVD till I'm blue in the face. But if people don't pick men up and don't do the jobs, that second goal, they had 2 men on the edge of the box. Okay, lads got a shot off, they had 2 men following it in. So there's 4 men in the space of a 3-second interval in our area not being marked by anyone. That's, the question's asked, isn't it? But I can't keep going in there and saying the same things. Now you've got to look and say, well, do we give other people opportunities? Do they come in and grasp the metal and say, yeah, I want to play, I want to defend, I want to do things? Because obviously the people who've played tonight, not all of them, can't get the basic errors out of them. And basic errors is what's costing us points.
That's where I was trying to go to with that question there. Players who have done well in the past are obviously, conceding silly mistakes these days, if we want to name names, Ashley Williams gave away the sloppy ball for the 3rd goal, I think it was, wasn't it? when it was probably easier to keep possession and just knock it down the line. But they're the kind of things that are costing you at the moment, aren't they?
Yeah, and everyone can see that, but I'm sure it'll be the manager's fault that that pass was played square, or we picked the wrong system, or we had one up front. And I keep saying it, you can make all the excuses in your world. At the end of the day, you've got to mark your men, you've got to do your job that you're allocated. You know, there's diagrams, clear diagrams with everyone's name on the wall with their roles and responsibilities. If they don't carry them out, apart from leave them out, what can you do?
Okay, Neil, thanks for joining us.
Neil, can I talk to you about Saturday? I mean, it's a
Yeah.
case of obviously trying to regroup and get yourself ready for Saturday. I just wonder what your thoughts are.
It's a tough game, you know. Halifax, I've had, you know, a fairly decent start, like us. Well, not like ourselves, so should I say. You know, they've got some good, exciting players in forward areas. We've got to cut out the mistakes. You know, we've got a big game on. You know, we finished quite a way above them last year, although they've acclimatised better this year. But I think that's mainly down to they've kept the majority of last year's team, and you know, in Dan Gardner, they've got he was a player last year along with Anthony and the young lad from Altrincham, who I thought were the three best, most exciting players in the league. So you know, they managed to keep hold of Dan, and they've got Gregory's back as he fit. So they've got a good team. You know, it's we've played each other many times in the last year. But you know, we'll go there and try and be positive at this moment in time. I do struggle to find that positivity because I think that's 3 points dropped. I do think not 1 point. I think that's 3 points dropped tonight.
I know you've got Shaq McDonald back as well, haven't you? Available for Saturday's game. I mean, we likely to see him in action at all.
I don't know, to be honest, Dan. I've got a practice match arranged for Tuesday night behind closed doors. You know, Shaq might play a part in that. I'm not saying he won't play Saturday, but you know, I look tonight and I don't think, as I said before, I thought Gareth Seddon had a good game. He held the ball up well, linked the play, brought people into play against two good defenders, and I thought we got in midfield and we passed it and we moved, and we do need a little bit more pace going forward and in wide areas. But tonight wasn't about and me picking the team for Saturday isn't about formations, and it's about responsibilities. And if people can't carry out what's being asked of them, there's an inquest going on, but we're 10 games in, are we? How many inquests have we had? Probably 6. So it's time to look and see what we can do.
I know there was a lot of criticism on social media networks from supporters about the fact that the way you've set up tonight. I mean, any answers as far as that's concerned? They were saying something about the 4-5-1 formation being quite defensive.
Well, we're away from home at Gateshead in the National League against a full-time team. So last time I looked, we were Chester Football Club, not Real Madrid. So I don't know what people expect. I watch the Premiership every week, and I don't, apart from possibly one or two teams, I don't know anyone else that doesn't play 4-5-1. But they don't get criticised, unfortunately. You're away from home. If anyone's here and watch the game, then I think apart from mistakes, we've done well. First half that we're the better team. People have got to have a realisation where we are and where we've come from. We can criticise and talk about formations. Putting two people up front doesn't actually mean you're going to have more chances. People flood midfields because people get forward from midfield and score goals. And we've probably looked more likely to score goals today than we ever did on Saturday. Last time I looked on Saturday, I think we played 2 up front and didn't have apart from a couple of shots in the first half and throws, and second half shot from Titch. I don't remember. Tonight we've worked the goalie, we've looked lively, we've had a few chances, we should have done better in certain situations. So what people put on social media, that's up to themselves how they perceive football. I respect everybody's opinion, but unfortunately it's my opinion that counts because it's my job, and I've worked very hard for the last 3 years to get this football club to where it is. And if anyone, as I say, would have seen our first half performance, I think people would have said that the formation was right. I think we need to stop looking at the manager and his formations and start having a look at individuals and what their responsibilities are.